Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back with another video from Giggle off his second channel, Gart. And today we are checking out Read These Manga Before They Blow Up, dot dot dot. So as I can see from the still frame of us before for watching this, this is the yearly manga awards things that he hosts where it's like up and coming potential, hits, etc. Let's just get into it. It's the anime man.
Don't adjust your screens. You are on the Giguk channel, but we are not going to be talking about anime today, which is why I was able to convince Joey to join me.
Because he doesn't watch anime, he just reads manga.
We are going to be talking about manga.
Oh, finally something I can talk about.
Finally. So we have the Anime Zone and the Manga Lad with us
Love
today.
It. That's cool.
We are back once again with another Next Manga Awards stream. Now, what is the Next Manga Awards? Well, as the name suggests, the Next Manga Awards is an award that they hold every single year, which basically highlight or celebrate up-and-coming new manga that has the potential to be maybe the next big anime.
This is my secret sauce to keeping ahead of the curve with what's about to be popular. Not even next year, but like in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, in the near future.
He's got the inside knowledge. This is how he does it.
Of Next Manga Awards, they need to be manga that have less than 5 volumes out.
Right,
they are the newest ones right off the presses, some of which don't even have an official English translation yet. That's how new we're talking about.
Yeah. If anything, the majority, if not all of the manga we're going to be talking about today, you guys have probably never heard of, maybe read, maybe even seen. And this is the whole point of the Next Manga Awards, is to
I like it. I like this.
If you want to read new manga and you want to keep up with the best out there that is coming out, then these are the ones to look out for.
Let's have a look at some of the past winners just to show you
that's cool.
what kind of mangas have won this in the past. So we've had past winners, you know, small indie mangas. Like,
Oshinoko. Free Run.
Free Run came in 3rd in its year.
That's crazy.
A little manga called Spy Family. One first place,
wow, okay, you got some big ones.
One second place in the print manga. Suffice it to say, these Next Manga Award winners and nominees have had a pretty good track record of actually ending up becoming the most popular titles.
Anyway, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
To present the awards. So we are starting
What
off
are the categories?
with the web category. At number 10, the winner of the web category is
Hotaru no Yomeiri.
Yes. What does this translate to, Joey?
Firefly Marriage? This one I actually didn't get the chance to read.
Okay, Joey.
But you did.
Let me give you the deets on this one.
Go on, give us the deets.
There's a girl. Right?
Okay. So.
And this is, I believe, set in like, old Meiji kind of like Japan era.
Sure.
She's a bit sickly. But she comes from this like noble family, and she's like has so many marriage proposals. But she says no to all of them.
Everyone
because,
wants to
she
tap
has, like,
that.
a terminal illness. One day, she gets kidnapped. She is basically about to be executed. And who walks in as the person who's going to execute her? That lovely gentleman right there.
Oh my.
That's a bishop I've ever seen.
Yes. He is told she used to be killed at a certain time, but before then, no one is to touch her. What do you think happens? A bunch of guys, the prisoners, are just like, oh, it's time, baby, it's time. And he's like, actually, no, my instructions were to have no one touch this girl until I am told to kill this woman. So he starts like chopping off limbs and stuff like that. And so this girl, in a feat of desperation, she asks him, is there anything I can do to save my life? And he says, only money talks. If you can pay more money to me than my hirer, I'll let you live. And she's like, I don't have money on me, but I do come from a noble family. So how about we get married?
Wow,
That is her solution. And that starts off the adventures of the biggest I Can Fix Him manga that I've read
it's very
this
I
year.
Can Fix You, isn't
make
it?
a
Jesus
declaration.
Christ.
This just won the 10th place in the web category.
Yeah.
Please, nobody, do not show this to my wife. because I I already know that she will eat this up.
Yeah.
I don't know why. She just loves her crazy yandere men.
I don't blame her, to be honest with you, man.
Also, the main character is a blonde anime girl who looks like that
yeah,
as well.
wow.
Sydney's gonna eat this up.
Yeah.
And I'm scared for her to discover this manga.
She's literally gonna do the. She's just like me for real.
But yeah, honestly, I actually enjoy this a lot. This was a spicy manga.
Yeah.
That is Hotaru no Yomeri. Definitely check this out if you want yourself a spicy romance, especially the girls who like crazy boys.
Yeah.
If you think you can fix him, this is it. This is your manga.
All right, let's move on to the web manga category, 9th place, and the winner goes to
Star Strike It Rich. Oh,
Dude,
This looks like
manga
a
is sick.
fighter.
oh.
Yeah.
So first of all,
Damn, he's
don't
hyped.
let the title and the cover fool you. To give a little bit of context, Sandorovich Yabako is actually quite a seasoned manga author. They have worked on such manga as Kengan Ashura, and most recently they made, I don't know what the English title is the Danberu Nankiro Moteru, the Dumbo
Yeah.
manga?
I have 2 words to describe this manga. Waifu Baki.
Deadass in my notes for this, I think the first thing I wrote down was Baki, but with hot chicks.
Yeah, that is exactly it.
So this manga is based on in modern times where there is, very much like Baki and Kengan Ashura, there is kind of an underground society for fighting. There's
Yeah,
a
cool.
character that essentially is a former participant of the underground fighting scene who one day is just like, gets let off. And she has 2 best friends, and the 3 of them are kind of down in the dumps. They're like, well, shit. We're out of a job, we can't make money, but we don't have the credentials to do anything because of our backgrounds and stuff like that. And then one day they see a street fight happening between 2 elderly women. And so they think, okay, well then what if we just start our own underground mixed martial arts
Why not?
tournament?
Let's
and
go.
also all the participants are women. But then they go, yeah, but we got to use like the power of eroticism with these
Oh.
women. Otherwise,
Oh.
it's no different to the men. Like, people are not going to be interested in it. But we need, like, a cutesy kind of girl who is also banger at fighting.
Yeah.
And then one of the girls goes, I know someone. And they go to this, like, princess high school. This, like, really prestigious high school. And they're
Oh,
like,
wow.
that's the girl. And
Yeah.
it's the girl
This
on the
sounds so
cover sheet.
cool.
There's the girl on the cover.
And they go, like, all right, let's test it out. Immediately realizes she's an absolute monster.
Yeah, so she's been trained by this like underground
Like cult.
or something that
Yeah.
trained her in all sorts of like martial arts
Right.
and stuff
But
like
she goes
that.
to this
Doesn't make
prestigious
sense.
princess
She's classified
school.
as a human weapon, but she also looks like she walked out of an idol show or something
Imagine,
like that.
imagine Hama
Yeah.
Yujiro if he was an idol.
If he was an idol, that is basically the energy that we are talking about. They kidnap her and they're like, yo, what do we do with her? And she's like, I want one thing. Find me a strong opponent.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she just keeps one-shotting every opponent
Oh,
she
mate.
goes through. The biggest thing I will say is don't let this aesthetic fool you. If you want just like the aesthetic of just some like big muscly girl getting decked out by like the smallest high school girl you
Yeah.
could ever think of,
It is like insane. It is so crazy.
shout out to Star Strike It Rich. Highly recommend this one.
Yep.
Sydney's already made a video on this one.
What's interesting about it as well, if you notice the numbers on the ones that have done well, I noticed that Freerun, I think it was Freerun. No, isn't one of them? No, I don't think it's Freerun. But Call of the Night or one of them was 7th in its category, so it doesn't really matter how high they rank within it. There's still potential they'll do well going down the
I don't know
line.
if you want to give
Oh,
that one
really?
a watch.
So I
yeah,
do
I didn't realize
see
this, but I
the
recognized
point
the
of
face.
showing
I was like,
10
wait, I remember
to
Sydney
1
talking
always.
about
Yeah.
this manga to me. Absolute banger.
All right, let's move on then, shall we?
Yes.
To the 8th place.
8th place winner in the web manga category. It is.
I love Dokagui Mochizuki-san. This manga actually doesn't have a physical volume that we can show you guys.
Ah,
Unfortunately,
okay.
we have not read this one because it wasn't sent to us. But
Well,
to
'cause
give
they
the
can't send it if
synopsis,
it doesn't.
This manga was X, formerly Twitter, and Japan's #1 trending topic. So the main girl, she's a 21-year-old woman
Yep.
who is a calm and gentle girl, but her happiness is dokagui, which I don't know what that means. Joe.
Dokagui means like stupid eating.
So she indulges in
Okay.
heavy binge eating.
binge eating.
Is what it says here. An overdose of calories and a forbidden gourmet record. It's a mukbang manga.
Yeah.
I dig that. I dig
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So that was number 8.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations to our 8th place winner. So number 7th. That goes to Centuria. Woo! Actual banger.
Oh my god.
Holy
What is
crap!
this?
This
So good.
goes so hard.
Yeah.
I can explain this manga
Go on.
in simple terms that anyone can understand. Take Berserk and combine it with Vinland Saga.
You know,
Oh.
it starts off with this guy
Really?
being on a slave ship. It turns out that he has never felt kindness in his life. His mother sold him as a slave when he was like a little boy. When someone on the slave ship actually shows him kindness and actually helps him out, he's like super surprised. He doesn't know how to like process it. Afterwards, it turns out all the slaves on the ships was going to be eliminated.
Yeah.
It was basically a medieval kind of like insurance scam. So they kill every person except for this main character and the pregnant woman that
Yep.
first showed him kindness.
And then right as the, I guess, pirates, slave owners,
The slave owners,
go
yeah.
to, kill them, they're like, wait, we can't move. What's happening? And then all of a sudden, from out of the ocean, this giant HP Lovecraftian,
Yeah.
horrendous, sea creature comes
Yeah.
out and basically says, I'm going to give you guys unbelievable power to get through this and the hardships, but only one of you can survive.
Oh.
Who is it going to be? And the main character is like, well, obviously, I want the pregnant woman who showed me love to survive because
Oh,
I
wow.
want this kind woman and the baby to survive. A couple of things happen. I'm not going to go into too much details. The main character manages to gain this ability of basically the power. This is so bad when I say it out loud. The power of 100 slaves. But that's what it is. That's what it is.
You can't just say that he has the power of slavery,
But
Joey.
that's okay, maybe it was translated differently in
Yeah.
English, but when I read it in manga, that's literally how it's read.
Okay, to explain his power, he has the combined power of the 100 humans that got slaughtered on that
Right.
Yeah,
ship.
that's a better way of
That's
putting
by the way, that's a much better way of putting
it. They're
it.
also slaves.
But that also
Jesus Christ. It's come on. Sometimes you just gotta think about what you're gonna say.
happened to be slaves, okay? That
Yeah.
also happened to be
I'm not
slaves.
wrong. Afterwards, it's this beautiful yet gruesome tale of revenge, of overcoming everything, and also finding love in another human being. You
Yep.
know, even after all despair has fallen upon him. I'm gonna say this one is up there for one of my favorites that I've read in this collection.
Sounds
Yeah,
good,
same.
I definitely
Centuria.
want to keep up with this one because just the way that it's set itself up just within this first volume has so much room for growth. But if this author manages to pull it off, man, this is going to be a huge one.
Yeah, this was an amazing
Exciting.
beginning,
Yeah.
first few chapters. If you want a new dark fantasy, check it out.
Hell yeah.
Centuria.
So
Centuria.
Berserk
Let's
meets
move
Vinland
on
Saga. That
to
sounds
the
awesome.
number 6th place.
All right, in the 6th place in the web manga category goes to...
The art gives me Dr. Stone vibes on that.
Ew. The reason why she loves a jerk.
So this is also another web one that wasn't available in
Yes.
print form. I will
Okay.
have to read out the synopsis for you. A smoker with no money, no job,
Damn.
no prospects.
Okay.
That's Michan's beloved loser boyfriend, Hirokun.
Okay.
Lucky
Ah,
for him,
she's lucky.
Michan's expectations are at rock bottom. Can Hirokun clear her lower than low bar and prove that he isn't the biggest jerk? A comedy spin on a problematic relationship.
I was actually kind of looking forward to reading this one, but we're gonna have to check it out in our own time. You guys can check it out in your own time too, if that synopsis sounds appealing. Let's enter the top 5 in the web manga category. First and foremost, number 5. In 5th place, we have
Number 5.
Sachi's Records or Sachi's
Book of Revelation.
Revelation. This was a unique manga. Okay. You can probably tell from the art style that it's definitely a gag manga.
Yeah.
100%.
The entire premise of this manga is it starts off a little bit like Records of Ragnarok.
Okay.
Where the gods and the angels and the demons are all in like a big circle, being like, it's time to eliminate humans. Do you guys
Definitely the
so?
opening to Record of
Like,
Ragnarok.
no,
Yeah.
humans are good. Trust, bro. Trust me, bro. Don't worry. And then God's like, all right, we got to do something to decide whether humans are worth keeping around or not.
Sure.
Instead of having one big tournament arc like they do in Records of Ragnarok, it all comes down to one single child. This child. And what happens is you can see the person on the right is an angel and the person on the left is a demon. And they're like, all right, you are the last hope for humanity and we will be judging your every action to see whether humans are good creatures or whether humans should be eliminated and are bad for the world. There were some moments that did actually make me laugh in this one.
The way I like to describe these kinds of manga is like absurdist comedy. It's the type of manga that's funny because it's just so wacky and absurd.
So congratulations to Sachi's record
Hell
for
yeah.
the 5th place.
It's cool to
Right
see
on the
different
web
genres on
Let's
this
move on
list.
to the 4th place.
Number 4.
Number 3.
At number 4 in the web manga category goes to... Boo!
Hope you're happy, Lemon.
So onna ni sachare. Wow, the English title for it is so different.
It is.
So the English title is Hope You're Happy, Lemon. The Japanese title is Happiness to the Shit Woman.
Whoa. Okay.
Line of this. I'm just going to describe my experience. I open the first page, and it literally opens with a guy getting dumped. I was like, oh, this is a strong way to open a manga. And she says, I haven't cheated on you one person. I've cheated on you with 3 people. I read that, and I was like, I'm locked in.
What
I
the
was reading this at home.
Whoa.
I was like, oh, God's gonna love this.
So basically, you describe the actual premise of this manga, because it's actually pretty weird. I think you said it was like a combination of Your Name and Golden Time.
Yes, that's how I described it.
He got dumped by her, and then he grew up, you know, he has a crush. And his crush is his co-worker, and he's been crushing on her for a while. His co-worker says, I am not interested in any man who has baggage. And he's like, my ex cheated on me with 3 people and I still am not over her. Here you go, hide this fact. He sets up a date with his crush. What happens? He goes to sleep and he wakes up in the body of his ex.
What?
And Lemon wakes up in the body of the protagonist. So literally a Your Name moment. Unlike in Your Name, they go to sleep, you know, again, while they're in each other's bodies, and they wake up and they're back to normal. But then they find out that they don't swap bodies every day. They swap bodies every other day.
Every time they go to sleep, they swap bodies again.
Yeah.
So they're alternating which body they have. Just if there wasn't enough tea for you to drink with that synopsis. Turns out, his crush is no other than Lemon's roommate.
Oh
They
my
also have
God.
feelings for each other. So if you like your spicy love triangles,
Oh my God.
like a, you know, like a twist, like a fantasy twist to it. This is so much fun and it's charming.
And they're not in high school for once.
Yo.
yeah, I forgot about that. They're not
like-
in high school.
Like
Yeah.
time, they're
Oh
in
my-
university.
They're in university. I forgot
It's
that.
a representation, finally.
Yo.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
one's a banger.
Yeah,
Definitely give it
absolutely.
a
My
rating.
gosh. Hope you're
Number
happy, Lemon.
3.
All right, the bronze
To present
medal.
number 3, the bronze medal is VTuber Kusama.
Samura Shigemi.
This is becoming a
So this
trend,
is the
isn't it?
third and
Kusama.
last
This whole
manga
VTuber
that
thing.
we unfortunately didn't get to read. But as the title suggests, it is a VTuber manga.
This is also another Twitter manga. Shigemi Kusamura is the top corporate VTuber with 1.3 million subscribers.
Damn.
And she can't
Those numbers.
contain her overflowing love for her longtime listener, Nanashiro, while streaming.
Okay.
And that's all we know about it. That's
Okay.
pretty much it. Congratulations for 3rd place.
Hey, you
Nice.
know what? W to the VTuber fans, you know?
W to the VTuber
We're doing
fans,
well.
man. Shall we go on to number 2?
Silver
2.
medal
What
for
we
the
got?
web manga category goes to...
So many different types of stories.
Boom!
Ruri Dragon!
Dragon!
Congratulations!
I'm sure he's mentioned
Ruri
this already
Dragon.
before.
So this one, if you've been, you know, kind of keeping up with Jump manga in the past year or so, this might be a title you've heard of before. I'd certainly heard of it before.
I've heard
This
of
girl
it.
wakes up and she finds out one day that she just woke up and she has horns
Yeah.
and fangs.
Yeah.
And she comes down and she's like, Mother, why do I have horns? Is this normal? I don't think this is normal for a human being to have horns. And she's like, oh yeah, that's because you're half dragon. And she's
Oh. Okay.
what do you mean I'm half dragon? And she and her mom
Random
goes,
one to
well,
just
to
drop
explain,
out.
that means your father is a dragon.
Right.
Okay,
Excuse
well,
me.
I'm going to work now. See ya.
Yeah, have fun at school.
Have fun at school. And I was just like, what? Mother, are you not going to
Explain, yeah.
She goes to school and everyone's like,
That's just it.
yo, are those horns, dog?
Ruri, is those horns coming out of your head? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, is it a problem? And then she's like, no. And he's like, all right.
Everyone's just like,
way too okay.
Yeah, everyone's just okay.
no one's
with
addressing
this.
it.
I don't know. It's so weird.
properly.
Like maybe there's gonna be like an explanation for it later.
I
Down
don't
the
think
manga?
so because
I
I
don't
think
know.
I got the vibe. This is just such a nice palate cleanser, and it just takes place in a world where things are just chill, man.
Yeah.
I just feel cleansed every time I read a chapter.
Yeah.
And I can see why this has such a big popularity.
And glad it-
I
Glad
have
I
seen
hiatus.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe on Twitter or somewhere I've seen
Just
pictures.
brighten up your day a bit.
Yeah.
Highly recommend Ruri Dragon.
That was the silver medal, but now
Let's
we are on
gold.
to the winner of the web manga category. The gold medal for this year goes to
I wonder if I've heard of it.
Go Meets Rock.
Okay.
Last year there was an anime called Skip and Loafer. This gave me the same vibe, but instead of a country bumpkin learning the city life, it is a girl who has zero knowledge of music trying to start her own band.
Cool.
The biggest thing I will say is that Joey, they play music in this one.
actually play music in a music manga.
Yes.
Ain't no way.
Yes, this is like Skip and Loafer meets Bocce the Rock. And
Hell yeah.
that is all of the winners of the web category,
So that's the web
guys.
category. Okay,
Congratulations.
cool.
Yeah, that was only the web manga. We have to talk about print manga, the more traditional manga that a lot of people are used to. This is normally some of the ones that have the biggest titles in it.
All right, so should
So-
we just get going then?
Let's just get going.
All right.
To number 10.
Number
It's
10.
funny, isn't it? Because they say it's web, but then, like, obviously it gets printed after the fact, so it still kind of is a physical thing, but obviously it originates from the web. So, you know.
In the
In
print
10th
manga
place.
category goes to.
Oh, Kill Blue.
Kill
So
Blue.
this is done by Fujimaki Sensei, who is the creator of Kuroko no Basuke. But
Yeah.
this time around, he has cooked up not a basketball manga. In fact, quite the opposite. So essentially, the premise is it starts off with not actually this boy immediately. We're actually introduced to our main character, who is a legendary assassin. And then one day, after he finishes up his job, he goes home. He's just chilling on the balcony, reminiscing of his life, being like, man, I'm divorced. I have a kid. I'm like running around like doing these like criminal activities, killing criminals. Like, man, what am I doing with my life, man? And then suddenly he gets stung by a bee, passes out, wakes up in the hospital room looking like this. So this bee has somehow forced the legendary assassin to revert back to a middle schooler. It's kind of similar to the beginnings of like Detective Conan.
I was
Right.
like, this is John Wick Detective
This
Conan.
is John Wick
this
Detective
This
Conan.
is literally just John Wick Detective Conan.
Interesting. And do you know what's weird? I went to see the Detective Conan movie at the cinema the other day, and I've never watched a single episode of Detective Conan. And it was enjoyable, but I think I didn't quite understand the dynamic between certain characters, because obviously Detective Conan's been going for so long that there's so much has already been established, and I think it just assumes that you've watched Detective Conan to get why the characters are there. I was very confused at times, but very enjoyable. The animation was great, and the detective Conan movie is pretty good.
And the first thing the higher up say to him is like, all right, here's your first mission. Go to school. And he was like, what? And then throughout that time, he is like slowly gaining information behind the scenes while trying to blend into society. Later on, they find out that, okay, that bee that you got stung by actually had a special chemical in it, a weapon of sorts, like a secret military weapon that is spearheaded by one of the top medicinal companies in Japan. We found out that the daughter of the head of this company is your classmate. So we
course.
need you to get in close contact with her to try and get enough information out of her. And he was like,
Brilliant.
dog, you're telling a 39-year-old dude to approach a 14-year-old schoolgirl? No. But then they were like, they just made like an announcement on national TV
What?
that whoever marries the daughter of the founder of this
No,
company
no.
becomes the successor of the company. So if you want to go back to normal, you're gonna have to marry her. And I'm like, whoa!
That's a lot.
This is not the direction I was thinking.
That's
it was
a
gonna
lot.
go.
What the
And now, obviously, every single like dude in the school and all over the country
Yeah.
is basically trying to marry her and to like
Yeah.
get her. So now it becomes this manga of
God.
essentially this 39-year-old dude in the body of a 14-year-old trying to court this other 14-year-old and protect her from all these other insane people by using his assassination skills.
Check that one out if you want another.
That
little
sounds
wacky
crazy.
Spy assassin gag manga.
Hell yeah. All right.
Next up, we have 9th place.
9th place, print manga category goes to...
Fall in love, you false
Fall
angels.
in love, you false angel.
This is like if Kaguya-sama went really heavily in the shoujo direction.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it.
You have these two people in their school who are basically the perfect student. The girl has a little bit of a wilder side. One day, she realizes that the guy who is also, you know, on the surface, the perfect kind of like ikemen-like
Yeah.
character, he's a little bit of a bad boy as well. And the girl who steals heart gets her heart stolen.
Okay.
You know, it's not like as spicy as some of like the other mangas that we had so far, but it has a little bit of a tinge to it. You know,
Yeah.
so if you want your shoujo, I'd recommend this one.
Yeah.
Fall in love, you false angels.
Yeah, right on. All right, 8th place, print manga
8th
category
place.
goes to...
Oh. Noah is my senior and my friend.
friend.
Noah Senpai wa
How very
Tomodachi.
cute.
The top
How
thing on my
very
notes for
cute.
this is, in all caps, she's f***ing cute. I mean, look at her. She's f***ing cute, dog.
I can't lie. I can't lie.
It is very much more.
It was the word that
responsive,
popped
like
into
an
my head
LEFT
straight away.
type one,
Cute.
with a little bit of romantic splashes thrown into it. Essentially, the premise is main guy. He works at a, I think it's like a visual novel or like a Bishoujo game company. All he wants is to work, spend time in his hobbies and his interests, and have some alone time. He's content with that. He's cool with that. And in his workforce, there is a character, Noah-san, this character right here, who is like a top like game dev like in the company. Like she's in like a pretty big spot, like, you know, she's always surrounded by people being like, oh, Noah senpai, help out, and you know, she's very much like the face of the company. But then just in a happenstance after work once, they both start talking to one another, and he realizes that Noah isn't exactly the social butterfly that she makes herself out to be.
Of course, of
If
course.
anything, she herself has a lot of issues with being social and making friends. Now, normally in a manga like that, that would usually be the start of like some kind of romance story, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But no, instead, Noah goes, hey, can we just be friends?
Oh,
And the guy's kind of just like, yeah, I guess so. Like, I kind of don't really want to, but I kind of feel bad for you. So yeah, all right, you know what? Let's try it out. Let's see. Let's be friends. Let's figure it out. So it's like, think of like your most like stereotypical like rom-com like in the workplace type manga, but take the majority of the romance away, and it's two characters trying to figure out social norms and social cues and just how to be friends. And
Right.
you know, don't expect there to be anything like spicy happening in this manga, even though like the character design might point up.
no, I don't think spice. I didn't think anything like that. I see cuteness and I think it's going to be a nice story, you know? It's going to be tears, potentially going to make me cry. Why would you do that to me, you cute girl?
Otherwise, that
Right.
it might
Cute-
go in like an
cute girl.
edgy, you know, slightly edgy
Why are you
direction.
trying to attack
Literally
my heart
not.
that way?
Okay.
It is,
okay.
it
You
is
know?
the most like vanilla, like if eye contact was a tag, like this would be it. Like, it doesn't get any spicier than that, but it's very cute, very wholesome, and she's f***ing cute and adorable as well.
Congratulations to Noah is my senior and my friend.
Yep.
8th place.
8th place, well done. All right, let's move on. 7th place in the print manga category goes to Nue's Exorcist.
Nue's Exorcist.
I
Let's
had
go.
one
Some
reason,
action.
Why that drew me to this manga immediately, and that was Nue. I just love her vibe. I love her energy. I just love everything about her.
Dog, she's an otaku.
Yeah, the main character who can see spirits or see ghosts, right? He basically is like a very selfless guy. He sees a person getting bullied, and he's like, no, actually, bully me. I'll be the one.
Kind of like Ichigo from Bleach. Okay, right. And he can see ghosts and stuff. All right, okay.
Who's bullied, actually. So he goes up one day, and he sees all these ghosts and ghouls coming together, scares the shit out of him, and then what do they turn into? They turn into Nue. And what she wants him to do is play video games.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you really a demon ghoul, whatever you are? And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm one of the chill ones, I guess, because, you know, sometimes when people have bad energy, then these ghouls can manifest into real things.
Okay.
Real dangerous things. And so what happens? The bullies, while they're bullying the previous person, they manifest this fucking monster or something like that just starts killing everyone. And of course, the main character wants to come and save the day, and Nue's like, don't worry, bro, I got you covered. He gets the power, and he kills the monster. And
cool.
It is very much exactly what you expect from the start of a Shonen Jump action manga.
Yeah, just the most simple, cut and dry, no bullshit shonen manga.
Do you reckon it could be what now takes over from Jujutsu Kaisen's place? Is this what JJK fans need now?
The natural shonen manga. Nue's Exorcist, Nue no Omyoji, check it out.
Yeah. All right, shall we go on to number 6?
Yes. Sixth
All
place
right.
in the print manga category goes
the
to...
animation drawing was pretty cool.
Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo.
What the whoa. Hey, that gives me... What was he called? Was it Black Surgeon or something like that? Wasn't when he has like the half thing, but he has the scar on his face and he has the gloves and that. I can't quite remember.
Senpai.
Shoujo Senpai.
Another jump one.
So essentially, the premise of it is that we have on the cover there the girl on the left hand side there. She's a newly graduated police officer. So she just finished the academy, and it's her time to be stationed at a police station in West Shinjuku, one of the most dangerous areas in Tokyo.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Lots of crime happens there, unfortunately.
Okay.
So when you're visiting West Shinjuku, just be aware of that. But the head of that particular police station there is not just any police officer. It is Chojo Senpai, the main character, who just happens to have psychic powers. You think that,
happens to
a
have them.
police
Okay,
station
cool.
with a dude who has psychic powers and who can read people's minds and everything would be, like, insane. Like, the protection must be insane there. Like, why would I be stationed here? Well, it turns out that this dude, Chojo Senpai, instead of like stationing himself at the police station and helping people out, he basically goes and buys gunplas and just like makes gunplas at the police station. Another absurdist comedy manga where it's essentially the wacky adventures of this like police, woman who is fresh out of the academy, who also just happens to be like incredibly like powerful and buff because she's like a judo champion or something.
Gotta throw that in. It's like I think it's funny. They never just let them be able to fight out of nowhere. There's always this explanation of like, yeah, but I was trained by... Drop a name and everyone's like, wow, no, not that guy. He's so cool.
Working in tandem with this just horrible human being of a psychic police detective. So if you like your absurdist comedy, this is the one
Check
to
this one
out.
out. Well, we are into our final 5
Top
for
five,
the
baby.
print
Top 5 for
manga
print.
category. So at number 5 we have
Boo!
Cosmos.
Cosmos. Banger.
One of my favorites.
Are they
one of the
Are they horns or are they accessories? Gives me a kind of 02 from Darling in the Franxx kind of vibe. I'd say 02 meets was it named Maki from Soul Eater? It's like 02 cross Maki.
favorites
Same.
that I read. Oh my god, this was so good.
So, interesting little tidbit about this one that I read up on after I finished reading it. Apparently, this manga was heavily loved by Kubo Taito, the creator of Bleach.
Oh, okay, that's cool. It's always nice to have authors like that throw in recommendation stuff as well. Like I'm sure, was it Kubo got re-mentioned after his first manga flop by Akira Toriyama, did he not? And that's how Bleach, a pilot manga thing, got put out there. I'm pretty sure.
He personally was like, this needs to win an award. So you want to explain the premise of this one?
It's just Men in Black, isn't it?
I literally wrote down Repo Man Men in Black.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of aspects to it. So the main character, he's human, but he also has this ability to tell if someone is lying. It turns out that Earth is a society where aliens just come visit. He meets this girl who works for an intergalactic life insurance company that basically goes around making sure everyone is paying their down payments and shit like that, making sure that no one's overstaying their visas.
Yep.
Kind of like an episodic manga where
Yeah.
every chapter, it would be her, it would be the main guy taking on different cases
Yeah.
of different aliens that had visited Earth. It's got like a mix of like heartwarming kind of stories and a lot of action as well.
Does sound very Men in Blackish, doesn't it? I love me some those first two anyway.
Well, I don't know if it's building up to a bigger storyline, but
I feel
really
like it
enjoyed
is,
I
yeah.
feel like it is.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed this
Yeah.
one.
This has easily gotten my favorite one.
One of our favorite
Yeah,
ones.
100%.
So,
Let's move on to the fourth
Sounds
place for the
different.
print manga category, and that goes to
Yeah, I think
Dogs
that one's-
Red.
Dogs Red.
Another one done by a manga author that you might be aware of, Nora Satoru-san. He is the creator of Golden Kamuy.
This was
Oh,
really good as well.
wow.
I really enjoyed this one. As you can probably tell from the cover, this is a sports manga.
Yep.
Canadians, this is it. This is your manga.
Your representation.
This is your representation.
Gonna be honest, I thought he was. I thought he was in a spacesuit, and I thought that was a spaceship in the background. I feel so stupid.
This is everything that you've
Jesus
ever wanted.
Christ.
Because it is an ice hockey manga, and I know nothing about ice hockey. So
Now that he
this
said
manga
that,
is very important in teaching me everything that I need to know about ice hockey, as with every sports manga.
But it's
That's
not just a
funny.
regular ice hockey manga. In fact, the premise is quite unique. So our main character is actually like a junior Japan champion of figure skating. It's kind of hinted that he had like a kind of a tough upbringing, but a family that was very dedicated and pushed him to do figure skating, and he wanted to pursue that career because, you know, his family was like really like, yeah, I think you'll be a great figure skater. It starts off, he wins this competition, and everyone's like, oh man, what a celebratory moment, what a congratulatory moment, this is going to be great for him. Instead, he just absolutely wrecks shit. He starts throwing chairs, he starts destroying the sponsor walls, and basically gets excommunicated from the figure skating
why?
community. Even after reading this first volume, you're not quite sure as the reader why he did that.
Oh,
You find
okay.
out that, you know, he has a long lost family that lives up in Hokkaido. While up there, he enrolls in a school that has an ice hockey club. And this school is like a really weak team. So weak, in fact, that the school is going to close down the following year. So
So I think that's kind of cool that like we still, as an audience, you don't know, because then that means there is some sort of reason to it that will eventually be mentioned within certain of the. I like things like that, you know, it's like have a flashback moment happen, no explanation, and then later down the line have the reason come in at a really good story point. I like stuff like that.
for this ice hockey club, it is the last year to play.
Of course, it's a sports manga.
'Cause it's a sports manga.
This is sports manga.
Yeah,
Last year,
last
guys,
year-
we just want to play together one
We
more
gotta
time.
make it count. Just
Yeah.
one last time. Let's get the boys together. I don't care if we lose. We're gonna do it. But they don't have enough players to play. But then
Of
they
course.
notice, they find, you know, our main character just like ripping shit on the ice because he's a figure skater, and they're like, "Yo, you know how to rip shit on the ice? Can you like play in this game that's gonna start in like 2 hours?" And he was like, yeah, but I've never played ice hockey in my life. And he's like, just do it. We need the people. And then during this first match that you read in this first volume, it's this like joint process of like the main character learning about like the tough parts and the joyous parts of ice hockey that is different to figure skating. But then there's this unique twist where he actually uses his figure skating skills in the ice hockey match.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that was the biggest. You know, that's the twist to this. You
Yeah.
know, just being a pure ice hockey manga. I don't know how accurate it is to actual techniques used in ice hockey.
I was going to say, it's an interesting concept, isn't it? Have someone that does figure skating be able to weave in and out and like blah, blah, blah whilst playing ice hockey. But would it actually would it actually work? You know what I mean?
He does some moves. He does some twirls. He does some jumps, and I don't know how common that is in ice hockey.
Ice hockey, yeah.
But it was fucking hype in manga form.
Yeah.
And this is just a by-the-books sports manga that is just very, very well executed in ice hockey form. Highly recommend this if you either like ice hockey, or if you're Canadian, just hockey, or
Like, surely because of how dangerous the blades are on the boots, you wouldn't be able to like jump around and stuff when everyone's so close quarters and that. Surely not. You know?
sports manga. This is gonna pop off as a sports manga.
definitely
for
unique.
sports
Still,
manga
if it's
fans.
interesting and fun and
Definitely.
cool,
I think there are
just,
more
you know,
and
in
more
real
sports
life.
manga that are getting like more and more popular as well. And this is the first time I've seen an ice hockey manga,
Same.
and I think that was like the biggest selling point of this one, because it looks brutal but fun as hell.
W Canadians, you got
Yes,
representation.
W Canadians. You guys just get to go into fights in your sport and just call that part of the sport, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. What if we just beat each other up, eh?
Hey.
Okay.
Top three.
Top 3.
In third place with the bronze medal for the print manga category, it is
Because it's a helmet, isn't it?
Tsukimi Ogami and the Strange Everyday Life. So I
that a
wrote
tail?
Monster Musume Slice of Life.
I wrote in all caps, this girl is fucking adorable. Oh shit, this is just a furry gateway manga. Yeah.
You didn't have to make the characters so cute, dog. Now
Yeah.
we're questioning ourselves.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the teasing genre.
Yes.
But it's not so much teasing, but it definitely is about a guy and his blossoming relationship with this adorable girl. It's set in a world where it's not just
Is?
humans, there are like all sorts of different beings.
Right,
And
so that
the
is the
main
tale.
girl is like a werewolf, and
Right.
it's just a very nice, comfy slice of life romance manga. Is there romance in there?
It's teasing on romance.
It's
Right.
teasing on
Yeah.
romance.
It's
It
like
is.
giving you ever so subtle hints where it's like it could go in like a romance direction, or it could just stay as a wholesome one.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it.
Yeah, because the thing I loved about this is that there are some other titles that occupy the same space that I would say the main duo don't have a great chemistry with each
Sure.
other. I fucking love the chemistry
Yeah.
between the main duo of this one.
Yeah.
What makes them work is that there is this guy, he has this preconceived notion about having to be liked, having to be accepted. So much so that it's become a big insecurity.
Yep.
Meanwhile, he meets this werewolf girl. She does what she wants. She says what she wants. She goes where she pleases.
Yep.
And he learns how to like accept himself and, you know, become a better person just by hanging out with her.
Yeah.
This girl, I was just like, my heart.
Yeah.
My heart. Oh.
It's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. This, it's just adorable, man.
it's
It's
so
just
cute.
adorable.
Fuck.
If you like your, you know, anime in the teasing genre, check this one out, because when this anime comes out, she is going to be one of those like girls in the season that just takes over, and then you see gifs of her everywhere.
Be like, best girl everywhere. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now.
Yep. I can already see it. There's going to be two camps. There's one who is like, man, she's fucking cute, but I'm not a furry though. And then there's the other camp who's like, I don't give a fuck if I'm a furry.
Anyway,
Hell yeah. to
check this one
manga.
out.
So that's number 3.
Congratulations on 3rd place,
Good shit.
which means there are 2 left.
The silver medal, second place for the print manga category, goes to.
Boom! Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. If episodes of Mafia.
I like
So
the
this
art style.
is a spin-off to Iruma-kun, which I unfortunately haven't read. I've only seen like the first episode of the anime for that
Right.
one, and I know I should read that one or watch that one because everyone's told me some very, very good things about it. But I did
Don't
read
know
the
if I've
first
heard
few
of that.
chapters of this. It was just a nice, comfy read. So I believe it's in the middle of something like a gag manga to an action manga. As a baby, he saves this random old man by giving him bread, and then it turns out that old man is the boss of a mafia.
Yo, that's the type of dude you want owing you a favor. Like, you're gonna help anybody out.
Right?
Okay.
And so afterwards, he introduces him to his mafia family, right? And then they go on wacky adventures together.
Cool.
Which is the best way I can describe this,
Okay.
because I don't know.
So it's like episodic?
It's kind of like episodic. It kind of reminds me of something maybe like Spy Family.
Okay,
Where
okay.
it's got a little bit of action, a little bit of comedy. You know exactly what you're getting. And every time, eventually, Iruma-kun grows up and becomes the boss of this mafia family. And then they have to solve different problems every single week.
So, question: do you have to have read or watched Iruma-kun to enjoy this?
You don't, because I had no idea about
Right,
Iruma-kun
okay, that's cool.
at all. From what I understand, it's something completely removed from the original
Okay.
Iruma-kun story. Again, going into like the assassin, mafia,
Yep.
kind of like spy
We've seen that a
action
lot this
comedy, which seems to be the trend, and they've added it to Iruma-kun. So if you're looking for like one of the, another like Spy Family, Kindergarten Wars manga, this is the manga for you.
All right.
Congratulations.
What
Oh, yeah,
is
second place.
number
Which means we
one?
have to go to the winner
Gold medal.
of the print manga category. Joey, do you want to do the honors for this one?
Yes. The first
All right.
place in the print manga category,
Is
unsurprisingly, goes to
Oh,
the manga of all time,
of course. There isn't a volume one's not out in the UK yet. I looked. I do need to read this to get the hype, but okay, fair enough.
Kagura-bachi,
Oh! We did it! We fucking did it, chat! We did it! The greatest manga ever made! That's why it's the GOAT! The GOAT!
The funniest thing, like, when was it? Last year, year before?
I think it was last year.
Last year, there were all these memes on Twitter. The first volume of this hadn't even come out. I don't
Yeah.
think the first chapter had even come out. It was just like literally.
Everyone was just like, "This is
teaser
the
pic," and
best.
the title had come out, and someone decided to start this meme of saying like, "Yo, Kagura-bachi is the most goated manga ever
greatest.
created, the greatest to ever be created." It got so big to the point where the author of Kagura-bachi was like, "Wow, people overseas are like really looking forward to my manga." And
Saved my life. Kagura-bachi
yeah,
saved my life.
Kagura-bachi saved my life.
Jujutsu Kaisen fans are like, oh no, it's Kagura-bachi! ah."
And so that meme existed, and we're all haha laughing about it.
Yeah.
And
I
then it's-
actually picked up this first volume the day it came out because
Yeah.
I was like, all right, look, I know it's a meme and everything.
Gotta see what it's
but I'm
about.
genuinely curious to see what
Yeah.
this manga's like. Actually goaded.
Right,
Like,
okay,
this manga's
fair.
actually fucking awesome.
So when we were given the winners for this
Yeah.
award show, I saw Kagura-bachi at number 1, and I'm like,
This is a
wait,
joke.
it's real?
It's not just a meme.
It's not just a meme. It's actually good. The meme that was said it was good, like ironically turned into an unironic meme.
Yeah, that's so funny.
The
That's
anime
genius.
community actually foresaw into the future.
That's
and
great.
Actually figured out that this manga was actually really good.
The meme is dead.
It's actually good.
It is actually good. It is
think
unironically.
I'll get volume one
actually
when it
good.
comes
and
out.
I honestly think this might be the next big thing.
I think so
honestly
too.
think this might be the
I
next
actually
big
think so too.
You have the main character, who is the son of this legendary blacksmith
Mm-hmm.
who has made 6 legendary swords that have like saved the world from war because of how OP these swords are. Chapter 1 ends with his father, the swordsmith, being murdered by some sorcerers or something like
Some
that.
secret organization.
Some secret organization. And so the main basic plotline of this is the main character with a secret 7th sword that his dad crafted, going around trying to find the 6 swords that his dad made so he can get them back.
That's a
Each
cool
of these
story, I
legendary
like
swords has
that.
a different ability, a
Yep.
different magic power system. There are sorcerers there that can use magic. It has got everything you'd expect from a shonen action manga. It is working on the framework of a lot of other successful shows, but giving it its own kind of like twist. to it.
It's that whole thing of like, don't try and fix something that's not broken. And
Yeah.
I think Kagura-bachi has just perfectly taken every element that maybe some people have seen from past shonen manga, but has just combined it in a way where it's
Just
definitely
works.
unique in and of its own. And the
It's weird, isn't it? Because like, I was trying to explain Wistoria, Wand and Sword to my friend the other day, and I couldn't explain it without it making it sound like Black Clover and Mashal. I was like, no, it's its own thing. Like this, that it's been done so many times. The whole world full of magic, can't do magic, really OP at fighting. But Wistoria really does stand out. Sometimes you do just have those ones that just work really well, even though it does the same thing as other things we've seen before.
The art style is so good in this.
The art style is great. The action is really, really good.
Really
the powers are interesting so far. I'd love to see how far they take this power system.
Yeah.
In the get-go, it feels like the vibe is right in the middle of JJK and Chainsaw Man. It's like definitely a little bit edgier. It just seems like all the pieces are in place just for this to just take over within the next few years. Now that JJK and My Hero Academia are just ending like within the next few weeks, and
Well, they've ended now,
the
yeah.
anime adaptation of this. That is the
I didn't
number one
mind the JJK
winner of
ending.
the print manga. I'm sure we're going to be referring back to this moment in like 4 or 5 years.
Hell yeah.
When we're like, yeah, Kagurabachi. Remember when that was the winner of the next manga
That's
award?
I think
So
that's
hopefully
really
it keeps
funny that
up,
that's won.
and it continues to get better.
Yeah, hell yeah. Look forward to it.
Check out all of these manga if you want a peek into what could be, or what I really do think is going to be some of the hottest titles coming out in the next few years.
Hell yeah.
If you have to pick one, Joey. If you have to pick one.
If I had to pick one,
Yeah.
I think I'd have to say Centuria. It just has
Centuria
everything
does seem
that I
cool,
love
to
in
be
adult
fair.
Fantasy. I want to know where this is going. So
Yeah.
if I had to pick, probably
That
Centuria.
seems to be.
What about you?
I've not read any of them, but Centuria
Obviously,
seems to be
I gotta pick
on there.
greatest manga of all time. It saved my life, chat. Kagurabachi, you heard it here first. It is the greatest manga to ever be made. It is the greatest anime to never be made because it's not out yet. It's literally saved my life. Jujutsu Kaisen fans are on suicide watch because this is out right now. My Hero Academia fans have jumped off the side of the earth. Naruto fans are forgotten. Kagurabachi, you've heard it here first. Go read it, guys.
I'm so glad you did that bit because I was going to do it.
Anyway, though, that's it from me for today. I've been Gigok, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Very cool. Awesome. That's so funny that Kagurabachi, like, won. It's not just a meme. It's cool. Centuria does sound awesome. Like, for him to just say Berserk meets Finland Saga is just like, that's something else. But, yeah, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video and want to be able to watch Patreon-only reactions, such as the original Dragon Ball series, a link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I ask to help support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? You guys get this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys next time.